What's going on, YouTube family? In this video, I'll be teaching you guys how to become a freelance web developer. Now, before we get into this video, I just want to make a disclaimer that this isn't the only way to do it. It's just the way that I learned how to do it because it was the way that I did it. So to tell you guys a little bit about myself, I am a freelance web developer. If you guys want to work with me, you can look in the description below. The way that I got into freelance web development is by following a lot of entrepreneurial pages on Instagram. They were talking about some of the easiest ways to start a business, and I knew that I always had the entrepreneur bug. I wanted the freedom to pick when and where I worked and who I worked with. During this time, I was a senior in high school. I was doing Amazon FBA, and I felt like the profits or the cost of products weren't big enough for me to scale the business. So therefore, I decided to learn a skill and sell a service. Now, because I was about to departure to the University of South Florida and become a computer science major, I decided that I should do something around computer science. I looked into some of the free businesses that you can start at 18 years old, and something that continuously popped up was web design. At first, I decided that I could teach myself web design. So I decided to look it up on YouTube, and it had tons of great resources. I mean, I learned a lot from people like Flux, Mike Locke, and content creators like that. I started to learn how to grow my own business, how to reach out to clients, and how to definitely become a freelance web developer. However, I struggled with analysis paralysis, and I wasn't sure if I knew how to work with somebody else yet, so I decided to buy a Udacity course. The Udacity course I decided to buy was user experience, so I could really learn front-end web development. In the course, I learned user flows, wireframing, user research, and so much more. I spent about $1,000 on the Udacity course and about thousands of hours on YouTube trying to learn how to become a freelance web developer. And eventually I just decided, let's just hop in. Once I hopped in, I got on LinkedIn and I decided to reach out to every business owner. I would look at their profile, look at the business that they own, go to that business's website, and see where the website could use improvements. I would come up with a list of improvements and things that I liked, email that business owner, and come up with an offer for about $1,000 for web design. I did 10 business owners a day, which didn't seem like much at the time, but it brought in about 1 to 2 clients a week. That was a very successful model for me until I realized that I can't outreach all of my life. This is going to get old, it's going to get redundant, and I'm going to get burned out. So now I've decided to start building a brand. That is something that Ron Segal drilled into my head. He let me know how important branding was in building a personal brand to create a sustainable business. Therefore, I decided to become a content creator and post on social media to build my personal brand. And here we are today. So throughout that whole story, I just want to give you guys some lessons I learned on how to become a freelance web developer. The first thing that I learned in my journey was to learn web development. Now, I took the time to take a Udacity course, but I advise you to take Udemy courses or courses on YouTube because they hold a lot of information that will make you a great freelance web developer. They have a lot of how-to tutorials, tips and tricks, advice, and so much more that'll help you grow. But it is really important to develop a strategy and become your own freelancer before you get started. Now, what I'm not going to do is advise you like a lot of other people to work for free. I feel like that's modern day slavery and is not good at all. What you should do is have people that are invested into it just as much as you are by offering them to do the service for cheap. When you offer to do the service for really cheap, they still put money into it, so they're going to be invested like any other client, and you finally get the experience to work with somebody, but you're not putting a hole in their pocket and taking a lot of money because you are still inexperienced. Next, you have to build a portfolio. So with the clients you decided to work for cheap with, you have to build a portfolio out of that. Now, I have a how to build a single page portfolio on my channel, but if you want to build a very deep portfolio or a website, however, I would advise you should build your own website, obviously. Next that I learned in my journey was to get started sooner rather than later. In that story, you see I paid $1,000 after I learned a lot in YouTube, and I could have just started there. But I wasted $1,000 of money because I felt like I wasn't ready, instead of just either doing work for free and learning through that, or working for a lot cheaper, like maybe $100 a website. That's the learning experience that I will forever hold with me. Another thing that I learned is to pick a great client. Never pick a client that's continuously asking you for things, wanting to do things for free, last-minuting your calls, or making it seem like your time is invaluable. Pick clients that are respectful, that understand you're running a business just like them. This is extremely important as a life of a freelancer because you continuously want to grow. But if you have bad clients over and over and over again, I guarantee you that you'll be tired of doing this. I know from my experience, the first time I got a bad client, I was like, is the freelancing even worth it? You barely get paid more, and you get paid on the people you hire. The people you hire always seem to be a task. And then I had my first good client. When I had my first good client, I was like, wow, this is so easy. I finished the project in like a week or two because they were really clear on what they wanted, and they were so happy to work with me, and they referred me to other people who wanted to work with me as well. One of the things that I'm currently learning is how important it is to build a brand. Please don't think you can cold call, cold email, outreach, or not try to market yourself as a brand at all. By doing this, you're not going to create something that's sustainable. You have to develop a brand that people want to work with. It'll help you get paid more. It'll help you get more clients. Your clients will be more consistent, and your stress levels will decrease dramatically. Lastly, I would advise for a lot of you to go to networking events. I know how crazy this sounds to all the young entrepreneurs out there, but it is extremely important for you to put yourself in position to succeed. Tell your friends and family. Tell small business owners around you. Tell people who really may be looking for your services. It is a great way to build your portfolio and get your first couple of clients. Now guys, if you really enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you really enjoyed this video, please don't forget to share it. Let other people know about the value that you have gained from this video. My goal is to help as many people as I can create a sustainable income without having to go to a corporate 9-to-5 and do something that they don't like. Now guys, I would love to read about some of the ways you guys started in freelance web development. Leave a comment below. I thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you guys, and until next time.